That works. Good. Very good. Very good. All right. All right. You got everything recording on your end, mate?
Get ready to, yes. There we go.
All right. Want me to start?
Yeah, go ahead. Trying to get, yeah.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to. Hold on. A little babosa in my throat. What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Turnbuckle Talk with your boy Josh and, of course, Kraken. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, everyone. Kraken, I hope you had a great Christmas, man. How are you been?
Been great. We had a fantastic Christmas this way. The only thing bad about Christmas is it was 70 degrees Christmas Eve and Christmas.
Dude, it was around that.
Absolutely.
I don't know if we hit in the 70s, but we were basically like high 60s.
That's insane. I hate it because, like, me having kids are like, I want to play in the snow when it has Christmas and on a white Christmas. I'm like,
I couldn't even
we'd have
tell
to move
you
up
though
north.
if I've had a white Christmas here in where I've lived in Colorado in my lifetime. I maybe if I was when I was little, but yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah. But other than that, Christmas was good. Hopefully it was for you.
Yeah, it was solid. I mean, hung out with family. Not all the family could be there, unfortunately. But it was still fun nonetheless. Had a good time. My cousins, I had two cousins. One dressed up as a Grinch, and then one put on a Santa outfit, and they did like a skit running through the house. It was funny. Um, and then yeah, just we always do Mexican food for Christmas Eve, and so we had the big old Mexican buffet, which was amazing. And then my cousins, they liked like my Rick, my cousin who watches AEW with me. His
Mhm.
wife likes to do games, so she had like a few games that we did. Like we did almost like pin the tail on the donkey, but it was like you had to try to find the reindeer's nose and like mark it with the marker. And we also did like a scavenger hunt for a gift card and stuff like that. So it was fun, And then of course we did gifts and all.
Yeah.
So
That
it
sounds like
was
a lot
fun.
of fun.
Yeah,
It's a lot of different style Christmas. So that sounds fun.
yeah, it was fun. Did you get anything cool like gift wise? Anything that you didn't expect or that you were like, holy shit?
Actually, this year we more or less focused on the kids. So I mean, I did get like a Seahawks sweater, but that was it. Like, I mean, I really wasn't expecting much. It was
Oh
more or
yeah.
less this year was for the kids.
Sarah got me a vinyl I've been wanting, the Fall Out Boy from Under the Cork Tree. So I got that.
Oh, okay.
And then she also got me what was it? It was a Christmas sweater for fucking Jingle All the Way. I couldn't remember the movie. And it's of Turbo Man. It was like a Turbo
Hmm.
Man Christmas sweater.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was pretty cool. She actually said she was looking at getting me the Turbo Man doll, but by the time she could get it, it was sold out. I was like, just like the movie, god damn it. But no, the sweater is actually cool. I actually really loved it. But dude, we have AEW. The C2 is officially done skis. They had me on the edge of my seat multiple times tonight with where they were going with it. The finals was not what I expected, bro. I did not think we were getting a Moxley Okada final.
I didn't either.
That was insane. So, match of the night, though, in my opinion, Moxley Fletcher.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with
Dude,
you.
that match was a fucking banger. The whole card was, but like, if we're gonna start with anything, we gotta start with that. I mean, I watched the pre-show, but I don't feel like I watched much on it at the same time. But this seems out of order here. This list I pulled up. Give me a minute. I'm so confused. No, I must have just passed it because I thought I saw the pre-show matches. Here it is. Okay, so I don't know how long the match was. I'm sure I could pull it up here, but this match
Yeah.
flew by in time for me. Like I thought Takeshi Okada was fine. I hated the ending,
Hmm.
but this match was fucking phenomenal. Just the back and forth these two had. Moxley chipped his tooth in this match, so his fucking big front
Dude.
tooth was chipped, and so his teeth were bleeding a little bit. Um, But these two had a fucking insane battle, like kicking out of Liger bombs. Fucking Moxley dropped Fletcher on his fucking head. What was it that he dropped him on? It was I don't remember what it was, but I thought Fletcher was dead.
Dude, there was so many, like, because I know the one was stat. I can remember that one. I seen it, but like I cannot remember what move it was. It
Yeah,
was
I don't
off the
remember what
top
it
rope.
was.
It was oh my god. It was off the top rope, I know, but I cannot remember the name of what move he hit. But they checked him to make sure he was there. I don't know how the hell he got up, to be
Yeah,
honest with
so
you.
yeah, he fell hard, and they showed the replay, and he fell so hard on top of his head. Um, but yeah, that was insane. That whole match was fucking insane, and I really thought we were gonna be getting a Takeshita Fletcher final, and it was not the case at
Mhm.
all. These two, I don't know, man. We got matches, I guess. And that's what the C2's here for, to give you like awesome matchups. So the matchup was not what I expected when it came to the finals, in a good way. Because it was also a first time ever Okada and Moxley 1-on-1. And it's an interesting story they seem to be telling. The promo after Moxley won here was very babyface ish
Yeah, so
before the match
for
with Okada.
me, yeah, so his promo that he had before the match, it did feel like he was gonna be walking in as the babyface for this match, which I agree. But I feel like the one he gave after the match
Yeah, we'll get to that one. That
was more
one's a
important
whole
too.
a raw speech. But
Yeah.
um, yeah. What did you think of the Fletcher Mox match?
Man, I really thought Fletcher had him. I do. Because he focused on the ankle, which a lot of people didn't. A lot of people did in the tournament, but when it came to Death Rider battles, we didn't see that happen. I think that was a respect thing. Um, but Kyle Fletcher was trying to win this in a technical style, in my opinion.
Until the back
And
half, then they started fucking throwing everything at each
yes,
other.
and then, but I also think this puts
Excuse
seeds
me.
into the Don Callis family because we've seen him go to the turnbuckle and look for the planted screwdriver that he obviously had put there.
Yes,
And that's
so
where things fell apart,
that was an
where he knew
interesting
he
thing.
couldn't win off of that, in
And
my
it's funny
opinion.
because I didn't like that ending for Okada Takeshita. I hated that they used the screwdriver, and I hated that it seemed like the ref. I don't know. We'll get into that more, but I hated that. So I'm glad it
Yeah.
didn't happen here.
Yeah. I don't know. It kind of messed up, in my opinion, the whole C2 feel to it with that. But, you know, it kind of gives the story that Okada's going to win no matter what. Talking about that one, but we'll get there later. This match for me, this was match of the night. I just
100%. The
it was
Brainbuster. There's a Brainbuster. I'm sorry, I'm trying to find the
yeah.
spot. What the move was? Go ahead, continue.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. I know he hit the stomp right after it
He goes
because he avoided the
up top,
first stomp.
tracking position. Moxley bites his forehead and slips out to the
Yeah.
apron. Back inside. Okay, that's not it either. Oh, it's a sleeper superplex.
Yep, there it was.
Sleeper superplex. He had him in the sleeper, and then he just German suplexed him. He dropped him on his fucking head. It was disgusting.
Yeah, because he had the sleeper in to begin with, and then when he went back, that's when he hit the suplex.
Yeah, on the top rope. That was
It
fucking
was very
awesome.
risky, but of course, when you're in the ring with two people who are professionals at this, they know exactly how it needs to land.
Yeah, these two went all out. And what's funny about that, saying all out, is my fiance, Sarah, she noticed at some point during the show there was an all out banner hanging out in the rafters. And I didn't see it till the main
There
event, but
was.
there was. I'm assuming it's just from one
Yes,
of the previous ones there in Chicago.
I would think so because they didn't announce anything for it.
It's not till September usually, so
Yeah,
it's gonna be January.
it's after
Um,
all it.
right. So, but yeah, this match was insane, dude. Like, just
Nope.
insane. He ends up, just not even. He just slept. Put him to sleep. No tap out from Fletcher,
Mhm.
and that's how Moxley advanced.
And there was one point in the match, probably right before that cutthroat suplex. Fletcher had Moxley's ankle bent to the point to where I thought he was actually going to snap the damn thing.
Yeah,
I think it was
yeah.
right
And he finally
before.
got, and I liked Brian Danielson on commentary during that moment because he was like, it's like now he's got the right grip. Now he's got it really locked in. Like he was really selling when he finally was able, because they were like jockeying for it on the ground before he finally was able to lock it in and then stand up
Hmm.
and properly grip. And that's when Brian was like, he finally has it properly. Now he could really torque it. And I was like, I love Brian on commentary. He is so fun.
Yeah,
His
and I
passion.
think he also put a lot of emphasis in that you could tell that he had been working with Josh with his technical wrestling,
Yeah.
preparing for the
With Josh
Continental
Alexander.
Classic.
Yeah. And I guess I missed this here, but it says afterwards, Fletcher's wakes up and gets furious at Bryce Remsburg that he, called the match for him passing out because he never tapped.
He was like, I didn't tap out, and Bryce was like, you was out.
And
I had
that's
to
when
call
he chop blocked Moxley afterward and everything, and then left the ring. But
it.
yeah, great match, dude. Nothing past this match in terms of in ring, in my opinion, tonight.
No, I mean there was some good matches,
Oh, it
but
was all
in
really
ring
good.
matches, no.
And then so Okada Takeshita, solid match. They're obviously dragging this one out. With Okada using the screwdriver. It was really good. Like I was waiting for it to hit that next level, and then that's when the screwdriver shit started happening. I was like, oh, are you
Yeah,
kidding me? Especially because it felt like the ref was looking at Okada when he grabbed it, and the ref was like talking to Takeshita, but then he would look at Okada, and then like he got to the point to where they were like, looked like they were both dead even, and the ref was like decided to look away. I was like, are you fucking why? Like there was no reason for him to look away when he used it.
yeah.
At least
It,
that's what I thought.
because to me, he gets the screwdriver. He missed with it at first, and then you see the ref turn around and look backwards, like
Yeah.
he missed something. Yeah, I was like, I said, "There's no way we're gonna have this screwdriver cost Takeshita the match."
Yeah.
But
So yeah, so Okada advanced to the finals of that, but I didn't hate that it led to Okada Mox in the final because that was like once I realized that was happening after the Moxley Fletcher match, I was like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I
mhm,
believe chat this is the first time ever they're one on one,
it
and
was.
so that was like wow, that's insane to think that this is our like I was like I'm not even mad now, just to think about this match happening. It's like I'm actually really hyped, and then Moxley got that promo, and then of course Moxley and Okada in the co-main event before the Fatal 4-Way, and it was a very, very good match. Very stiff match.
For me, I honestly, this match to me took forever because it was so one-sided with Okada at the beginning. I know it didn't
Well,
probably
it was
take
a
that
lot
long,
of
probably 20
technical wrestling. I
minutes.
didn't feel. Yeah, I want to see. I'm curious how long it was. Um, I don't know. I didn't. Maybe I was chatting with chat a lot during that. We were pretty active on the YouTube tonight. So, but I don't know. I felt like it was. I didn't feel that. I don't know personally.
I couldn't get into the match, it felt like. I don't know why. Like, I know the match, and it was a great match, but it felt like it just did not live up to what I felt like it could have.
It started out really technical. A lot of actual grappling. The match
Yes.
went 20 minutes 10 seconds according to Wikipedia. Um, I thought it would go longer than that personally. And yeah, I don't know. I do understand maybe why you might didn't like the first part. I don't know. I thought the whole match in general was solid. Like it didn't hit that next level like him and Fletcher, but I thought it told a good story, especially when it came to actual just in ring work. And they were obviously leaning on, I guess, the Okada, and they've been the best tournament wrestler. Which I would have been pissed if he would have won because I'm like, well, what's the point of him relinquishing that Continental title? Because he would have been in the C2 anyways if he didn't. Like, what's the point? So I'm glad they went with Moxley there. And then his rah speech afterwards. So we saw Death Riders come out. They celebrated with him. Pac not there. He was initially advertised for the match with Death Riders earlier in the night. I think on Wednesday, and then they quickly changed it to Daniel Garcia. So hopefully he's not hurt again. And he wasn't there for the celebration or anything. But they celebrated, and then he cut this whole rah. Everyone showed up in the C2. This title's not for me, it's for them. Everyone who came out and bust their ass and bled and sweat every night and killed their bodies. And he was just like, that's what C2 and AEW are about, to come here and give 100%. And just this whole rah AEW speech. And it kind of felt like full circle almost, or like because when they first started the Death Riders, when they were attacking everyone and all that, Mox, briefcase the title, and everyone's not stepping up, and you know all this bullshit. It feels like that was the goal of the Death Riders, and they've accomplished that goal. That's what it felt like, that speech saying.
Yeah, I agree with you because they've wanted the best out of everyone in AEW. And I think even some of his promos, he said leading up to the semifinals and the finals is that he was going to give his best, that because the best is finally showing up. But I also feel like this is more or less as them turning to, like I said, anti-heroes.
Mhm.
They're kind of going to be heels when they have to be and faces when they have to be. Because after the speech, the whole group was getting cheered. Marina held up the belt, she was getting cheered. Yuta held it, Garcia held it up, he was getting cheered. Yuta would more than likely probably get a little bit of a cheer. Everyone hates Yuta still, no matter what. But they're kind of turning the face now because I think we might see a Death Riders versus Don Callis feud
Oh yeah,
with
because we did
some
see
of them.
interactions with them before.
So that would be you would have Don Callis as the heels, and then the Death Riders kind of as faces, but not true faces.
Yeah, I could see that, I guess. I really thought they were gonna eventually turn on him and boot him out, and just Claudio would take over.
As soon as he got the mic, I was like, oh, well, this is where it happens. And
Right?
then, of course, his type of promo he was giving or acceptance speech, it could have also been because of the Sports Illustrated, all the awards that
They
they
did
were
go over
winning.
that during the pay-per-view too, and I giggled and I was like, I get it, but I was like, I mean, it's cool. I'm happy. I'm glad they won those awards. Don't get me wrong, but like, it's like when WWE's like, we have 23 blah 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 in attendance, biggest gate in
Yeah.
this arena's history for us. We had more people in here than a fucking Britney Spears concert from 15 years ago. Woo! Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, I get why they're touting it. They did, in my opinion, I'd argue they had, if not an equal to greater year than their 2021 year AEW.
hmm
But yeah, I was just like, okay, here we go.
But the speech was there. It was great. You could tell he meant everything he said. Um, so I'm just wondering, like you are, where does it go? Is it gonna be face or I think more anti-heroes?
Yeah, I could definitely
That's
see
it.
that. So what did you think about Mercedes? She got rolled up tonight.
I well, she did get rolled up. We seen a little
Willow.
altercation between her and Athena.
Yep.
Um, Willow. Now we know, of course, because of the backstage screaming fit and breaking shit, that she wants to face Willow.
I want someone to edit that with Limp Bizkit's break stuff.
But I think it's smart. Are we gonna have Willow be the one to dethrone her, though?
Yeah, I'm wondering. So I always thought, and obviously she has defended it since losing those other titles. She defended against Layla Gray. Obviously Willow being a bigger challenger. No offense to Layla Gray, but it's gonna be interesting because I actually thought that Mercedes would lose the TBS title after she lost a lot of, like, if not
hmm
all the other titles, and that would be the last title standing. I could see Willow pulling it off on Wednesday, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm really 50-50 still on that one. I could see it happening. They have history with the New Japan Strong title, TBS title. Mercedes beat Willow for.
hmm
So there's a lot of history there between the two. Obviously Mercedes got hurt in that New Japan Strong match that made Willow champion for that however long it was. So a lot of history. I could see it going either way.
I would be fine with it if Willow does take it off, be double champ. Mercedes still has all the other belts that she hasn't lost.
Hmm.
She could go and defend them at the start of the year, take some time off from AEW, long enough to go through, I guess, the indie circuit and go back everywhere that she's wrestled at. Come back, maybe towards the Owen again. I wouldn't say win the Owen twice, but it is possible. And then that's when she finally gets the big one.
Yeah, I could definitely see that going down. I also want Willow though to finally step up into that main title picture. I mean, she's fought for it before, but I think 2026 should be the year that she wins that title too. Whether that be her taking it off Monet, whatever. But
But would you want to see her versus Statlander? Would you want to redo that feud?
I mean, I wouldn't hate it because I felt like we never got a full closure of that. Really, like they kind of just seem to be okay with each other right now, and it was kind of more of like Willow doesn't want to be friends, but she'll work with her if time comes, like they did
Yeah.
at Blood and Guts. So I feel like there wasn't a
Okay.
full closure. I mean, they worked together well, but I feel like there's still that like Willow, like, you know,
Yeah. Makes sense. I could see. I guess All In you could probably push for that if they keep the title on Statlander that long.
yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, she won it what at All Out,
Hmm.
or was it All Out or Double or Nothing?
Yeah, she hit it
No, it wasn't
with
Double or Nothing.
the. It was all out because she done the seatbelt roll up. That's what they call it.
That's right. It was the Fatal 4-Way. That's right. Because yeah,
Yeah.
at Forbidden Door it was Athena and Tony. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. Either way, it's gonna go down Wednesday. And it's funny, little side note. I'm conflicted on what to do Wednesday. I don't know if you watch Stranger Things, but I've been a big fan of the show since it dropped, and obviously been keeping up with it myself and super hyped for the series finale, and which is unfortunately 8 p.m. Wednesday, the same time as Dynamite, which is going to be a fun show with New Year's Bash. They got the 2 title matches announced for it with Ricochet and what was it? Ricochet and uh
Jungle Jack Perry.
yeah, Jack Perry pinned him in the 8-man in the pre-show. Um, so yeah, I'm conflicted. I might honestly actually end up just watching Stranger Things over Dynamite Live because I know my if I do that and then I immediately like go to Twitter, I'm gonna have a spoiler because I've been interacting with all these Stranger Things posts. So I'm like oh, what do I do Wednesday? AEW, Stranger Things. I'm probably leaning towards Stranger Things, honestly.
And so the new one came out on what? Christmas
Christmas Day, which I
Day, yeah.
actually ended up not really doing much on Christmas Day. I could have went to my aunt's again, but I chose not to. And it actually ended up working out. Me, my Sarah, my fiance, Alex, and like my friends Beamar and Cuppy, like the ones that we did for season 4, we all were in a call and we watched all of season 4, and got to do that for the volume 2, which was pretty cool. So we're gonna try to do that again on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, I know I watched Christmas Collision, um, reacted to that, and then right after I stayed off Twitter the whole time. Right after me and my wife, we
And that's so
watched
hard
the
because it's
whole
3
volume
episodes and they're
2.
all an hour. So it's 3 hours that you have to stay off social media after streaming and
Oh
watching
yeah, I
Dynamite.
know.
But yeah, so I'm torn for Wednesday.
Is it a 2 hour special or is it 2.5? Is it
It's
just
like
two
it's
hours
two
for
hours.
Dynamite?
It's like just north of 2 hours. It's like 2 hours and 5 minutes is what they released as runtime or something.
Okay, so that's not too bad. So
Yeah,
you
it's
can.
actually a little bit shorter than the season 4 finale, I think. Like not by much, but like by like 5 or 6, 7 minutes or something like that.
They got a lot to fill in for sure.
I loved the volume 2. Just side note, I've seen a lot of hate
There's been a
on
lot of
social.
hate on it.
I loved Volume 2. I get what people's grips with the show were. Gripes. But hey, personally, I enjoyed it.
I don't know why so many people want to see people just be killed off. Like for
Well, there was a
Friends,
lot
for
of
10 years,
I get the whole
we
like they said I guess they said that it would be a dark Christmas. A sad and dark Christmas and then like a somber New Year's whatever or something like that. They basically said something like that and people were like it was the dark, but I think what the sad part was or like I think they said emotional actually was the word. um I thought the emotional stuff was the Max stuff. I'm not going to get too deep,
Mhm.
just the Max stuff.
Yep.
And obviously the last scene of the or like one of the last scenes with Will and all them.
Yeah. I mean,
So I think that was what they were probably referring to, and people overhyped it to themselves, and that's why they're upset about it.
yeah. Like I thought it was good. Like the emotional part, like you said, the Max, the ending there with Will, and then the whole Nancy spot in the Upside Down.
I do have one question. I don't know if I should really say it because it kind of. I mean, what? It's just what stopped that goo. I don't think we never found that out.
What I think it is, and it may not be anywhere near the close, but so Vecna feeds off negative emotions. So when they finally were honest with each other, there was positivity, there was reassurance with themselves, and I think that has something to do with it.
Guess. I don't know if I like that, but I guess.
I don't.
Anyways, that
I
was
mean,
my question.
that's. I mean, I don't know. That's the only logical thing because he controls
I
about
guess
everything.
so. The only other thing too, and I think that not a lot of people talked about was if you know, you know. I don't want to say too much again. Briefcase. You know that scene I'm talking about where
Yeah.
Max and Holly. So I feel like that's gonna have a lot to do with hopefully because that was they made to me the way they had that cut right as we were about to see what it was. It just moved on. So I'm like, okay, that has to continue in the series finale because that was the memory they were looking for. Anyways, I'm gonna shut up now.
Yeah.
Don't want to say too much. I'm already saying too much. Loved it.
Either
I just
way, it's
yeah.
yeah, it's going great finale in a week.
I can't wait. That's why. Sorry, you're gonna do that again. You're just gonna watch Dynamite and then stay off everything. Try to stay off everything. See,
Yeah,
though, I
that's what it
post
is.
while
Yeah.
I'm live, so it's hard. Like as soon as I open Twitter to post a video, it's like it'll refresh my feed. Or sometimes I'll
Oh
just put my
yeah.
profile up, so it's just on my page. But still, it'll sometimes refresh like that.
Oh
Anyways,
yeah.
I
It
think that's what
will.
I'm honestly leaning towards just reacting to it live. Like that's my only
It's
thing. And
Stranger
then
Things.
I usually do a whole live New Year's Eve thing anyways, where I just stay live on New Year's Eve until midnight my time here in Colorado and game with homies and do some just fun shit, do some fun whatever the fuck we can do.
Yeah.
So
Oh no.
that's what
I
I'm probably gonna
mean,
do again, and then just I'll probably just skim through Dynamite, pull up Max afterwards, and just skim through the matches and shit or something
yeah.
like
I
that.
mean,
I heard
Dynamite.
Collision was really good match wise.
Oh my god.
I didn't
Yes.
watch it, but I heard great things.
I mean, the Continental Classic was fantastic the whole time, but to get us to the finals of what we had tonight on Collision was absolutely fantastic.
So, Babes of Wrath, so they did retain. We just talked about that. Darby Allin, Gabe Kidd. That was an insanely stiff and brutal match.
So this is where I told you before we started. This is where OBS decided to fucking hate me.
Oh shit! So you didn't see much of this match?
I did see Darby get catapulted into the steel step so hard it broke off the back part of it.
I thought that was weird that they
Um
had it like where because then they switched it after this, but they had it to where
yes.
it wasn't in the corner the whole night until that match, and then that stair finally moved once that top part. So did they have that top part just for that spot? So they had to put the stairs like that. I am
I
so
don't
confused.
that's
It's such a small detail, and it doesn't fucking matter. But I was so like, why is that not in the corner? And then because it was like that in previous matches too, the same stairs. And then they finally did that spot in that match that took off that top part, and it was back to being the normal steps. And I was like, ow! But what the fuck was the point of that even being like that?
I did the Gabe kid happen to like climb up it? Like was it
No, he just slingshotted Darby like underneath it and broke it.
and yeah, but did he enter on those steps or did he enter somewhere
No,
else?
because those steps were like where commentary technically are, like that side.
Okay.
So unless
Then
they
I have
walked all the
no
way
fucking
around, because
clue.
they usually have the steps on the other corner.
Yeah, I do not know. That's odd.
I mean, it's just
'Cause I
it doesn't
didn't
matter. It's something I noticed until that match because I still because I even told like I had like a couple of people in Discord and I was like I don't understand why those stairs are like that. So they're always against the buckle. They're just these ones have the flat top. And then they did the spot and I was like, is that just like that for the spot the whole night?
probably was. Yeah.
Weird.
And then I happened to see Gabe Kidd eat a nasty chair shot. I do believe. I think it was on a drop kick, or maybe Dolby threw it at him. But yeah,
Yeah,
that
the
was
missile drop
all I
kick.
got.
Yeah, the chair. Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's all I got because my OBS was absolutely having a fit.
Yeah. So you basically saw where they were both bloody at that point. I believe.
Yes.
Um, so he hits the shotgun drop kick inside the ring. They're both bloody. And the crowd chanting "You sick fuck." They're chopping each other in the corner. He was biting Darby's forehead. This a lot happened after this too. But yeah, it was a solid match. They were just beating the fuck out of each other, bloody as fuck. You know, Darby ends up getting a scorpion death drop and then doing the Scorpion Deathlock
Okay.
before Gabe Kidd gets to the ropes to break it up. But Darby ends up winning with the like a jackknife pin.
A jackknife roll up.
Yeah, like a jackknife roll up. Yeah,
Nice. I was not expecting Darby to win this match.
I figured he would. I figured that'd be the end with him and Gabe because it was kind of like a continuation with the Death Rider stuff.
So is Darby finally done with the fucking Death Riders?
I feel like he should be.
I'm hoping he can move on from them. Kind of like Kenny needs to move away from Don Callis.
Yeah. That's gonna be interesting too, because Kenny brought up on Wednesday that when the Bucks, I guess they're gonna be came out after this, but the Bucks, I guess, are gonna be taking some time off or something. But Kenny said he has got some stuff that he's got to take care of. Rumors are possibly saying that could be a world title picture, which is now interesting because MJF now has it, which we'll get into here. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. Curious to see where that goes with Kenny, because obviously he has unfinished business with Andrade, who apparently now is free to sign fully with AEW again. Showed up at New
Yeah,
Japan, joined United Empire, surprisingly.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so I thought we would see Andrade tonight, possibly, but obviously Kenny wasn't even on the card.
I was expecting some returns. I was some surprises, but there was
I'm
nothing.
glad though. I feel like AEW for a while, like there a couple years ago, like always had that, like, oh, okay, who's coming out, like who's returning, and I'm glad that we didn't have that. Technically, it was MJF's return match, but he did return, Dynamite a few weeks ago. Um, So I'm glad that it was just left like that. I don't think that we always need to expect a return or a surprise pay per view.
That I mean, it does make for when the surprise returns or debuts happen, they are more impactful. So
Exactly. And AW did it almost every pay per view there back in 22 and 2021.
yeah, that's when they were having a lot of the new signees and stuff too, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. They were just kind of taking all the hot free agents. Chris Statlander and Jamie Hayter had a really solid match tonight, too.
Yeah, very. This was a very technical match, in my opinion. I thought Jamie was gonna win it.
I figured that they wouldn't have Stat beat Monet just to lose to Jamie. I mean, and no hate to Jamie. I just didn't think they would have her lose it to her after beating Monet. You know what though? I don't know off the top of my head, even when I was live, I couldn't think of who's next for Jamie. I mean, for Stat, sorry.
Tekla. Well, Tekla either way for either one of these.
That's what I said. And my fiance was like, no. I was like, why?
I mean, she's been targeting Jamie, so Jamie would have won. That would have made sense.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, Statlander though.
Yeah. Who's next for Stat? She's defeated Tony, defeated Monet. She just beat Jamie. Three of the top women in the division. Jamie, former champ, Ultimo Monet is who she is. So, and Tony being one of the, what, 4-time women's champion. So
Megan
like
Bain,
all
if
the
she's
top,
done.
Megan would make sense. Megan almost beat Tony. They made her very believable in that match against Tony at the beginning of the year.
I know Megan Bain's in Stardom doing stuff right now, so they got enough time to build it.
Okay. Megan
Um,
would be fun. I'd like to see them two hosses going at it.
Marina Shafir, another good heel.
Shafir's pretty over with Death Riders. She could play the heel part for this too pretty well. Like, she's always doing fucking with everyone. So
I mean, those two at least.
Sarah says in the chat, no reason, I just don't like her. Tekla's the best. If we're ever
A
at the
lot of people
Starcast or
don't like
WrestleCon and she's
Tekla.
there, we're gonna go tell her that you love her. Yeah, I only posted a few reactions to Rolls In, Jeremy. I try with AEW pay per views. They tend to get copywritten a lot harder than WWE stuff does, at least for
Oh my
AEW pay per
god.
views only. So I do post them to like a weird third account, only on TikTok. I don't even post them to my IG just because I don't want to fuck my IG up. It's popping right now. But yeah, no, this match was fire. Really good match. Nothing really overly stood out. There was a few good spots. I thought Chris hitting a Vader bomb was pretty good. They were pretty brutal on each other, honestly. They were pretty fucking landing some good shots, like loud, powerful shots to each other, back and forth. Um,
Uh, for me, the two moves that really stuck out in this, we had a avalanche fisherman suplex from Jamie Hayter, and I think not even like three sequences later, we got what looked like a
wasn't it an
blue
Avalanche
thunder bomb.
Michinoku driver?
That's the one that Chris Statlander hit
Oh,
off
my
the
bad,
top
my
rope.
bad, my bad, my
Yeah,
bad.
yeah, but that looked fucking disgusting. I'm
Yeah,
so glad that I'm hoping they practice that because it looks like they were spot on how that had to land. Because one mishap and that could have ended horribly.
oh yeah. Um, Jamie Hayter, I thought she was gonna win when she hit the Saturday Night Fever, but she didn't go for the
Yes.
cover. And Sarah was like, "Pin her." I was like, "She's tired." But you're right. If she were to pin her, she'd probably win.
Yeah, that would have been the win. Yeah, after that. But I thought it was nice that they kind of both hit each other's finishers.
Yep.
Um, Haterade, Saturday Night Fever. But Statlander, of course, she finally got the win. So she's beat everyone that's had a winning record against her
Yep.
as well. So is there, when we're talking about who could be next, is there anyone else that she's lost to that she has not got a win against?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
I mean, I don't think I don't think Willow has, but wouldn't be a bad feud. So
Yeah, well, Willow obviously going with Monet though this Wednesday, so I don't know. I think
yeah,
Megan, I would like actually to see that more than anyone right now. Tekla, I wouldn't mind either though, but Megan, maybe you do some Tekla stuff, and then when Megan's done with the Stardom little thing that she's doing right now, bring her in, her and Statty, because I don't even know if
yeah,
that's who you have to throw in her either. Maybe because she almost beat
I
Tony,
don't.
but Tony snuck it out, so maybe she'll defeat Stat and get it. I don't know.
Yeah, that it wouldn't be a bad match either. Both powerhouses in the women's division, so I'd be fine with that.
We also had an 8-person tag, so they called it the Mixed Nuts. So it was Tony Storm and the Conglomeration versus Death Riders. So we saw Tony O.C. Briscoe and Roderick Strong, and it was Claudio, Daniel Garcia, Marina Shafir, Wheeler Yuta. Again, no pack, which was initially advertised for this match, but then they switched
Hmm.
it out immediately for DG. At one point, we saw OC mimic Daniel Garcia's dance that he hasn't done, the whole little thrust. That popped me. And then we had Marina copy OC. She put her hands in her back pockets, but then she was like kicking the fuck out of OC like so hard.
Yeah,
And I was like, oh my God. And you could tell OC was doing like the whole like, okay, this is actually pissing me off. Ow. And then he tried to like go
yeah,
all full first at her, and then he like ducked her and she like fell out of the ring. And then I think that's when someone came in and hit OC or something. But this whole match was really fun. They also did the dancing spot that we saw Alex Windsor and Tony do with OC and Tony.
yeah.
And they were like landing
Well,
moves. They'd like spin each other and like be like a back fist and take out Marina or whoever else was coming in. And they did the thing where like he ducked Tony or like ducked her down and her leg went up so it kicked whoever and shit like that. It was so fucking funny, dude.
yeah, this was not a bad match. I honestly
No,
thought
it was
this
awesome.
was gonna be like more of a Death Rider just beatdown.
There was points where
But
that happened though.
there was, but the the conglomeration actually surprised me how well they worked
I
together.
liked the one thing that I really liked that Death Riders did here was that like train they would run. Like I know that's
Oh
in
my
that you
god!
could take that very sussy, but they would put someone in the corner and they would all just come in and hit like back elbows or just fucking shoulders into them or whatever. That was cool because it was just
Was
they would
yeah,
literally just go in a circle and just keep going. It reminded me of the New Day. Then they do the stomp and someone would tag in and continue the stomps and then tag and continue the stomp. I loved that.
yep.
So I was like, damn, that's so sick. That's such a good maneuver.
Yeah, and the way they would end it was, I think they would pick up the first time. I think they picked up
Yeah,
Yuta. Yuta gave like a drop kick,
yeah. They
and
would like
then
pick them up and throw them at him. Yeah.
yeah, so it was very smart. Good tag team work there. But the moment I was really hoping we would see more of is the interaction between Roderick Strong and Shafir.
So yeah, we did have that moment, and the crowd popped for it. Obviously, if you don't know, they're an actual married couple. If you're in the chat, they're married. They have a son. So we've seen a few interactions with them in the past, and this one was very similar. He got in the ring. She, I believe she either low blowed him or just kicked him. I forget exactly what it
It
was.
kicked him in the jaw,
Okay,
and he
yeah.
chopped the
Try,
shit out of
yeah, she
him.
like turned around after the kick, and so then he just whack right in the back. And I was like, oh my God. I go, that's gonna be a fun
Yeah.
conversation with their son. And then I think someone came and
Yeah.
like pushed him into her, and they like fell to the outside, or she fell to the outside, or something like that.
Yeah,
Um,
that I think, that set up Claudio to take, Tony, on the spin.
yeah, well, Tony had, so it was like her and Mark, and I think he, or like OC, like they put someone in the corner. I think OC hit like a punch to someone, they fell down, and then Tony went and picked up her tights into her butt and did the sweet, what I call the sweet cheek music. Um,
Yeah.
and then that's when Claudio came in and picked her up by her feet and spun her around and let her go. Like, he spun her around like a good bit too, not just real quick. He fucking good 5, 6 spins before he threw her down.
Yeah, because normally they end up with a drop kick, which I'm glad they didn't
I
on
was
this
waiting
spot.
for you to drop kick her too, dude. I was so waiting for it.
She would have took it. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, 100%. But
yeah,
yeah,
it
no,
was a
this was
great
a
match.
very fun match.
What I did notice though is Roderick is still refusing, in a sense, to celebrate with them, hold
I didn't
the
realize
hands of
he
them
still did
during the
it. Yeah,
celebration. They went out the ramp side of the ropes. He went out towards the camera side. Like he was
can't let
refusing
the
to
Paragon
still,
go.
yeah, to do anything conglomeration in that sense.
Oh yeah, and I thought it was funny that the Babes of Wrath came out and celebrated with them.
Yeah, and then you had Mina and what, Luther?
Then Luther came out too. That made more sense than I thought the Babes of Wrath.
But yeah, and then of course OC jumped in Tony's arms like Mina
Yeah.
did. Got a victory lap.
um, but yeah, and then after that is when we saw that Monet promo. But yeah, it was a really fun 8-person tag. It was a really in a good spot of the card, honestly, after the crazy ass Darby Gabe match.
Yeah, I think the reason it felt like it was there, it fit so well in that spot to me, was because this might have been, was this the middle match of the night?
Yeah,
Uh,
basically.
so with Tony, of course he books long shows, and
I would
some
say
people
Darby Gabe
complain
was, so
about it.
this was like coming out of it, the middle, yeah. Because then after that we had the last 3 matches, so that was like back end.
Yeah. So, but Darby, not Darby, but Tony will do these long shows. People will get
Yeah,
tired,
4
might
hours.
lose a little bit of
That last match
interest,
ended
and
literally right at midnight Eastern too. That was exactly 4 hours on the
yeah,
dot when when
and
the main event ended.
I feel like this match kind of like brought energy back into the arena after the Darby match that could have been lost in the long show
Yeah,
because there were funny spots. There was good energy the whole time. It wasn't quite, in my opinion, this was outside of probably the Okada and the Fletcher and Moxley match. This was probably the loudest match of the night
I had actually a
for the
decent amount
crowd.
of people. I wouldn't say like overly like the majority, but I had quite a few people like this crowd is quiet. And it was usually a part where like I felt like there really didn't need to be a lot of crowd noise happening. Um I kind of attribute that to maybe if they watch like WWE during COVID, WWE got really comfortable using, I don't know what you'd exactly call it. It was like a soundtrack of just noise. And it's not like a
Mhm.
constant like cheering, but it was like I would call it almost similar to like audio of like being at like a full restaurant without like any of like
Yes.
the clinging and clanking of your silverware and all that stuff. They really used it a lot during Thunderdome. Like once they had the Thunderdome going, that was kind of their go-to. Um, and then they continued it for quite a bit after COVID until Netflix era is when they kind of stopped really using it. Unless it's like a tape show, then you kind of notice it. But you'll notice, I noticed it always during promos, and it's something that I think that people are used to it because they would put it in matches too. And so I think there was always so used to having sound when there usually isn't in the arena. And so they got that comfortable with that. And then when they hear other promotions not having that, they're like, it's so quiet.
Yeah, they still use
That's
it
my
today.
guess. If they do, it's not as much. It used to be every fucking thing that was
Yes.
happening. The tape shows it's
Like,
definitely there for sure.
oh yeah, because SmackDown was extremely loud if you watched it. for the crowd
I
side.
felt like it was pretty much what I expected. Like there was a few backstage segments that sounded like they definitely phoned in some cheers when lines were said and whatnot, and that's kind of what they do for these tape shows, especially because the crowd's usually watching this part of the show after they were a part of the live show already. Typically. So I don't know if this was filmed after the live Raw or whatever the fuck it was on, but they were good for the mellow match, obviously, with the title change, which was dope. But
Hmm.
yeah, no, they definitely use it for the tape shows though. But I feel like they're so comfortable with that. Is my guess. I could be wrong because there doesn't always need to be sound during every little bit. Like if a wrestlers are just in a lockup or in a submission, there doesn't always need to be like a "Let's go blah blah" chant or, you know what I mean? It doesn't need to be
Hmm.
loud, super loud every second of the dang match.
Yeah, I mean, for the people that have not watched New Japan Wrestling or Wrestle
Oh
Kingdom or anything
yeah,
like that,
you're gonna hear a
good
55,000,
lord.
how 50,000 plus whatever they sold for this one. If you're gonna watch on the fourth. If you never watched it and you see highlights, you're gonna be like, why aren't they cheering while they're going crazy, running the ropes, hitting these crazy chops and clotheslines on each other to
Yeah.
end, because they wait until the sequence
Hmm.
is over before they freak out, unless the match is hitting that high pitch where they're fucking going crazy, which they'll do. If the match hits that level, and they'll go fucking nuts when they need
Yep.
to. But when the first 5-6 minutes of the match, they're not gonna be going nutty. They're gonna be pretty quiet.
No, and like during uh, um Okada and Takeshita tonight, that was another thing. Like it was quiet a lot, but there was a lot going on that was technical wrestling.
Yeah,
But when it
exactly.
got
It
to
was
the
very
point
technical. Same with Mox and Okada when that started. It was very technical to start.
and the crowd wasn't there, technically, if they want to look at it that way,
So
but the
yeah,
crowd
long
was
shows attribute
watching.
to it, but I also attribute it to people used to hearing more noise in other companies because other companies tend to use fake noise.
Yes.
I think WWE hasn't used it as much though since the Netflix era because that's when I noticed a big drop off in it. To be honest with you, it's so easy to tell with the headphones. So it's like it's so noticeable when it was gone. I was like, oh, I'm hearing like nothing in between these breaths in this promo. Wow, they're actually not using it tonight. And I think even SRS pointed that out, like when the Netflix deal happened, like that they're going to be using that less, if not really as much at all. And that happened. And then of course we have the tag titles tonight too. FTR, Bang Bang Gang. This match I didn't get super
Yeah.
into.
I was really hoping that we would have one either Colton Gunn show back up and take out Stokely and the Bang Bang Gang get the title back, or Jay White make a surprise just attack on Stokely. That didn't happen.
Um,
I did not like the outcome of this, in my opinion.
Interesting. I figured FTR would retain. I feel like we're still going to end up with FTR versus Edge and or Cope and Christian eventually for the tag titles. Um, once I had seen on social media, I guess Christian was at some hockey game in Connecticut. I was like, okay, well, that's not going to be led to tonight then.
Yeah, I
um,
just
I just didn't get invested in this match, and it wasn't even a bad match. I don't know if I just this was after both C2 and this was after Fletcher Mox.
yeah, it was.
So
I had to
tough,
follow up
tough,
that.
and it wasn't bad. It had good spots. We saw fucking was it Dax that took a really sick spot and he rolls to the outside. I forget if it was Dax or Cash. Landed on their head from the top, and it was really disgusting. And I was even
It
like
was
yelling at the ref, I was
that.
like, go check on them, because he just stayed in the ring.
Yeah.
Um,
Cash took a bad spot as well.
I don't remember
When
which one I was thinking of.
he went for the dive on
That's what I was
Austin
thinking
to the
of.
outside with the
That's what I was
table,
thinking of. Yeah, and he's
and that
scorpion. He like
was
overshot it slightly, and he scorpions at the top of it. It was
mhm.
terrifying.
It yeah, it was a bad spot. Both of course was okay, but damn, just I think we've seen that twice tonight. Two spots where they overshot. One was a moonsault in the main event,
Yeah,
and then
Hangman.
this one.
He overshot it to the outside. That was crazy. Um, but yeah, so that spot where he scorpioned on the outside on the table was crazy. He was fine. He came back in cash and continued the match. But yeah, I just
Yeah.
didn't get overly invested. And then of course Stokely, they had the table on the commentary side. He set up and he got knocked off the
Yeah.
apron. He kind of overshot that too, or he did. He fully overshot that, and he like ran into the bottom of the commentary desk. But what made it comical for me was the table ended up tipping over anyways that he missed and just fell on top of him. all slow, and I was like, "Oh my god, that was so perfect, especially for Stokely."
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, FTR retain. I was fine with the result. I again, I feel like they're gonna lead to Cope and Christian versus them for the titles, so
Unfortunately, I know that's what's coming, and I just don't think it needs to happen.
that's fair. I get it, especially because they're the older guys. You know, I get it though. They're getting that one final run, and I'm
Yeah.
edgeheads, okay?
Listen, I was too. I understand. Trust me. But well, the good thing is we know that how Tony will book a one last time. We've seen it
Hopefully,
before.
yeah. I mean, everyone's
Um,
this is case by case. I feel like, but yeah, we'll see.
but the positive thing in this match though was the Bang Bang Gang looked very impressive with
Yes.
it being Juice and Austin. It took
There was one
a
botch that I
power.
noticed. It was right at the end. They were like gonna do the shatter machine, and it was like I don't know if they just mistimed it, but he like went
Yeah,
to jump and it just they like didn't work, so they just fucking pushed him into the ropes and did it again.
yeah. Dax didn't lift him or something happened.
I don't know. They mistimed it somehow, but he just pushed him against the ropes and then picked him up at it. So I was like, oh, okay, well, I
Yeah,
mean that works.
yeah. It took. Like, I mean, it took a power driver to Austin onto a trash can, and then the one they do where Cash jumps off the middle rope twice, one onto a title, and then a shadow machine, I do believe, for the win. So I mean, it took everything they could dish out to beat the Bang Bang Gang. So I mean, it's not like they're going to be out of the title picture. I don't think.
Yeah, that's true. So solid match, but I just didn't get overly invested. And then the main event for the title, new world champion MJF. He came out with the diamond ring. And so
I know.
obviously on Wednesday they did the Diamond Ring Battle Royal finals with or just the Diamond Finals. I don't know what you call it because it was no longer the Battle Royal. Anyways, Bandito won. He technically has the Diamond Ring. Obviously, MJF has had it since the inception of AEW. He won the world title tonight. We'll talk about the match, but I'm curious where this could go with him winning the Diamond Ring. This obviously leads to him versus Bandito Maximum Carnage here at the beginning of the year, January 7th, I believe. And I wonder if they can make this winner take all. Diamond Ring,
They could.
ROH title, AEW World title. My
Oh
thing is,
my
I don't
god.
want MJF to have the ROH World title.
I don't either. Bandito is fine to keep it. Um,
But
the
how do you
diamond
do that
ring
without
been
including that? Unless he's just like, fuck that little toy you have. I want that.
yeah. It's I don't know. It's a good question. But there's no way Bandito drops it in between now and then either. So
Anyways,
you could
but
do winner
yeah,
takes all, but I don't think that works. You could just do winner takes diamond ring and AEW title.
that's what I'm thinking. Like they could just have MJF just blow off the ROH title. Like, I don't want your little fucking toy. I want you to stop saying that you're the Diamond Ring holder.
Yeah. And then yet again he may just not care and be like, hey, I won this every fucking time. I'm still gonna wear it.
Yeah, I feel like they're definitely gonna have the element of the Diamond Ring though, since Bandito just won it.
Yeah, I hope they do. But
So yeah, so this match was solid. MJF did his I love he did his like shouting spots where shit happens. He's like, oh shit. Or he'll say certain
yeah.
things like, wait, 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 wait. And then like he'll get hit with something or something like that. So he did those tonight, which were great. Um but a solid match overall. It started out really hangman swervy. So like kind of started out where MJF and Joe got taken out kind of quickly. They end up on the outside and it ends up with Hangman Swerve face to face. Crowd goes fucking crazy, you know, because of their history.
Yep.
Commentary brings up their past and bringing up how violent their history is and how they're, you know, on each other's side now. But when they need a battle, the battle, blah, blah, blah. And they would just kick each other's ass. And then Joe would come in, try to do something. They'd get him back out right away. Same with MJF. And they just, a lot of this match for a bit was just those two, it felt like.
Hmm. It was. It was not surprised because I feel like we started this year with a big focus on Hangman and Swerve,
Mm,
which makes sense for them to be in the main match for the end of the year pay per view for AEW. And the kind of, in my opinion, it kind of closed out their 2025 in this match. Like
definitely.
that feud's done. We probably won't see it again for a while. If we do, I'd be surprised.
Yeah, they'll definitely be more just like on each other's side, and like if they need to help each other in situations like they did with the Death Riders and whatnot, they'll do so maybe against Don Cal's family eventually too, with helping Kenny. Who knows? Since the Elite's basically back
Mhm.
together, get Hangman back on his side down the road. Um, but yeah, this was a fun match. We did see they did have Hangman land a buckshot on Swerve, about a little past midway, I'd say, into this match that he kicked out of, or Joe or someone saved the match with. I forget exactly which way. Um, but it kind of led into the towards the finish. MJF basically ended up stealing it though. That is kind of his specialty.
Yes, that was fantastic. The MJF special, by God. Wait, wait, wait. Capitalize when someone else has already won.
We did have the ops come out, but they, and this is obviously no DQ with it being a fatal four way, but they actually had the ref not necessarily throw him out traditionally, like you're out of here. He was like, nope, nope, get out of here, and then more officials came out and took him out, like pushed him to the back, basically. I was
Yeah,
like, wow, because
I
this is
mean,
no DQ.
yeah. And I don't know who else would have came out to help anyone else in this match.
Yeah, that
Because of
too.
course
I couldn't think of anyone either.
with Swerve, the issue with Osprey's not ready to get back in the ring. Hangman. I
The only one
mean,
that I could think what in my head made sense was like somehow the Elite, but yeah,
yeah,
or the
it
Dark
wouldn't
Order, I
have worked.
guess. But
Yeah, the Dark Order helped Hangman. Like,
hey, he talked to us backstage and said he wouldn't get involved in our match. We'll help him.
yeah. So I
um,
mean, it
yeah, I
made
guess that's
sense
the
that no
more.
one else
Yeah, I
came
think
out.
that makes sense since there was really no one else. Um, but yeah, I enjoyed this match. I thought it was a fun main event. It went shorter than I expected. I expected like a 30+ minute match. It only went like 20 minutes, which is still long.
Yeah, it was not long. It had great spots though. We seen Hangman and Swerve do an assisted buckshot lariat.
That was
That
sick.
was pretty
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, that was so cool.
Um,
Like we said, Swerve, he went and did, or not Swerve, Hangman did the moonsault to the outside and overshot. Totally fucking
yeah,
belly flopped.
he did. Hangman also paid respect to
Angel wings.
Christopher Daniels with the angel
Yeah, I
wings.
think
Yeah,
since his feud with Christopher Daniels, he's been using that move.
he has
Yeah.
a lot more.
Because he's the one who in story retired Christopher Daniels. So,
Mhm.
um, but yeah, this whole match was solid. Of course, like we said, MJF coming in, and stealing the win. With the low blow is what MJF. MJF special low blow, heat seeker
Yep.
for the win on Samoa Joe. Um, so who's does Joe get a rematch? He pinned Joe.
No, we're past Samoa Joe at this point.
I feel like they did a
I
good
mean,
job at
no.
making Joe a good transitional champion. Like it wouldn't have hurt to have MJF beat Hangman, but for some
Mhm.
reason they wanted to protect him against that, I guess. So I'm not
Yeah.
against the way they handled a short Samoa Joe transitional reign to MJF.
Yeah, because I mean, I think the end goal, no matter how they spun this, whether it be Hangman, whether it be Swerve, Joe, MJF was going to cash in and win.
Yeah,
That was
I'm fine with it. Like I think that was a smart move. I would have been fine honestly though with almost anyone winning this. Like as long as it would have been a fine match and not some weird ass ending. Like obviously he cheated in a sense. It's no DQ. He low blowed. Oh bro code. You
Mhm.
hit your dick. Whatever. Um, but yeah, it's just what he does. Like you said, the MJF special, and I'm for it. I'm curious. Second title reign. He's younger than 30. I'm curious to see where this one goes. His first title reign was great. He set the longest reigning AEW champ. So let's see what he could do with his second reign.
I know him and Bandito are going to have a fantastic match. That I do know.
I will say I'm just glad we're past the Mark Briscoe stuff because I felt like that went forever for MJF before he went and did some more
Yeah,
movies.
and you couldn't have not Mark Briscoe. You couldn't have MJF lose to Mark Briscoe and then him lose this one as well. I don't feel like that would have.
So does Mark? I wonder if they'll continue it since Mark's pinned MJF. Will he be like, well, I beat this motherfucker not even 5 months ago. Let's fucking go. Give me that title shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, once he drops the TNT, yeah.
That too, yeah. I keep forgetting he has that, to be honest with you, because he's been doing multi-man stuff. blood and
been doing
guts, and then
conglomeration
this.
stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, so I don't know. So is it who is it? Swerve? Is it Hangman then? Who's he going to be defending against after Bandito?
After
Because I think he retains
Bandito,
against Bandito for sure.
yeah, he'll retain against Bandito. You could run him and Kenny if Kenny wants to go for a title shot.
And they have a little history. You know, Kenny faced him before he broke his record, and they had like the 60-minute crazy ass collision match. I just want him to lose again.
And the thing is, MJF is truly a heel, so you can't really have a heel and heel in this one.
Yeah, that's true. You know who I would like to see, just because you could tie it into the Bandito stuff. Maybe because Bandito had a great year. We've talked about he's probably both of our wrestlers of the 2025 when it comes to the male side, or just in general, honestly. Wonder if he's gonna eventually get some time off. If you could tie that in with maybe Brody King eventually stepping in to like kind of fight for him after MJF took him out or something. Brody King versus I'd love, because I don't understand why he didn't team up with on the pre-show with Bandito tonight. It was Masquerade, and it was a great match with Dorada and Bandito. I still loved it, but I was like, why is it not Brody? Unless he's hurt.
I don't know, Brody. Either he's hurt or he's just getting some time off, or Buddy's getting ready to come back and they want to re-put them in the tag team, and they're getting ready to isolate Bandito by himself again. I don't know.
But yeah, that'd be cool to see Brody get up into the world title picture. I feel like deserves it.
It would be. I feel like he deserves it. I mean,
Definitely.
he wasn't in the Continental this year, so he might win throughout the Owen and get a title shot.
That'd be fire. Definitely would like to see him being more in a singles role.
Yeah, not tag team.
But how would you rate this full pay-per-view? I'd give it a 4 out of 5.
4.5 out of 5.
Yeah, I could see it. I felt like both tag matches I wasn't so overly invested. I was more invested in the women's than I was the men's. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I felt like up until Darby and Gabe, like in that match, I wasn't overly invested in, but just how physical it got, I got super sucked in because of that.
I think that's what saved it for me. I don't want to. I don't think I could give it a 5 because of maybe that one, because of how out of it I was until it dragged me back in without like all the chaos.
Well, and then you had your stream issues though too.
Yes, that is true. So, but it was better than Saturday night's main event, so that's a positive fucking thing.
Yeah, definitely better. Well, and I enjoyed Saturday night's main event for what it was, personally. And I was fine with John Tappan. That's now an emote in all my chats. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, I was okay with it, but yeah, I like 4.5 out of 5 for sure though for this.
Yeah. So we gotta talk that it's now more of a possibility now than ever that our teams could face in the Super Bowl. Again, as Jericho would say. So we locked the AFC West with the Chargers loss today. So we have first time we've won the AFC West since 2015 when we won the Super Bowl against the Panthers. So with a Patriots loss tomorrow to the Jets, which I doubt happens because it's the Jets, we would secure the first seed. But I don't think that happens. So now we'll have to be concerned with beating the Chargers in the final week. Because if we could be lucky and have the Patriots lose, then we could just sit our starters against the Chargers.
Yeah, y'all have division and what I think clinch division and playoff both.
Yeah, we have playoffs. We just don't have the first seed yet because we have the tiebreaker right now with Patriots. If the Patriots win, we're still tied, but we have the win over the Raiders. But if they win and then we lose to the Chargers and then they win their last game, they get the first seed. Because then they'll have the better record, and yeah, that'll pass our tiebreaker.
So y'all have to beat the Chargers next week, who struggled against the damn.
Dude, we struggled against the fucking third team of the Chiefs. We won 20. What was it? 20. I was watching Stranger Things, So I actually just had the fucking like box score pulled up the whole game. Because I was really wanting to watch Stranger Things. That's how invested I am right now in the final series. But yeah. So I don't know, man. It's nerve wracking when it's this point in the season and we're struggling against a third string. And I don't know. It's not really him that's in. You know what I mean? It just sucks that we're in that situation. We're like, oh, okay, they're missing a lot of starters, and we still were in a nail biter.
Yeah. I mean, I think y'all
Short
should be
week though.
fine
I
going
could
out.
say it was a short week. So
My only issue is with my side of this, with the Seahawks. We have to play the Panthers tomorrow, who likes to upset everybody this year. And if we lose and the Rams win, we lose first place.
the NFC's been crazy. Like in like 2 weeks, we saw the fucking Bears go from number 1 seed to like barely making the 7th seed or 6th seed right now.
Yeah. And then
It's insane.
I think after tonight, though, the Bears have clinched the division and a playoff spot.
Yeah, so
Because
they're
Packers
guaranteed
lost.
a
So
home game to open a wild card.
it's crazy.
Yeah, so again, I think the Patriots are gonna beat the Jets tomorrow. There's no way they don't. They obviously want the win seeds. They're gonna play their starters.
Yep.
That will keep them in this chance to get it. Chargers still, if they would have won today, Chargers definitely would have still been in the 1 seed running. But it's now us and the Patriots. Chargers, I don't think Chargers have that possibility. With us locking the West, they don't have that possibility anymore.
No, they do not.
Um, So it's still a pivotal match if the Patriots win tomorrow against the Chargers. I'm just hopeful that somehow, some way, they just pull it off and upset them, and that means that we can more than likely rest the majority of our starters that game against Chargers because we don't have to worry about we lock the one, you know.
Hmm.
So I'm hopeful by some weird way the Jets pull it off tomorrow.
I mean, never say never. The NFL this year has been unpredictable. Like, I did not think tonight we'd see Derrick Henry rush for 216 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm. Ravens still
Ain't done
want
that
to.
since
They're
he
still
played
in
in
the
the
playoff
Titans.
hunts. They're trying their ass off.
Yeah. So
Um.
it's
Yeah, I'm curious. This whole season's been crazy. I'm just curious how playoffs are gonna look, man. We're right on the cusp, and both of our teams are fighting for that one spot.
yeah. We'll most
Crazy.
definitely know by the end of y'all play 4 o'clock 1 o'clock your time.
We don't. No, we played on Christmas. We don't have a game tomorrow,
Oh yeah, that is right. Shit.
so we don't play till next weekend against the Chargers.
So y'all got a good bye going into basically.
Not really a bye, but we just get a longer week because we had a short week this week.
Yeah. So that's gonna be a good game though.
Yeah, that's why I'm hopeful, man. Just as long as they lose, Pats lose, we could probably just do our backups. No need because we already got the one.
And so, we play at 1 o'clock. So by that time, we should know who's gonna be where. Because if we beat the Panthers, we should lock up number one if the Rams lose.
Yeah. So
So it's gonna be
we don't even
questionable.
know our time for the Chargers game yet. That game was left as a flex game, even when they first announced the schedule. Like we don't know, they didn't have a time set. And ironically, this could basically be the game that decides the number 1 seed of the AFC if Patriots win tomorrow. So I'm assuming
Yeah.
it'll end up being the night game if Patriots win tomorrow. I think Chargers and Broncos game
Yeah.
next weekend.
And see, if we lose and Rams lose, and then we play, I do believe we play the 49ers. And the 49ers, if they win and going into playing us, they can still take the first in the NFC West. So there's so many scenarios for the NFC side. It's
You know
unreal.
what sucks too? So Wrestle Kingdoms next weekend. It's gonna be Saturday going into Sunday for us.
Hmm.
And I've reacted to it for the last few years, and I've watched it for a while, but I'm gonna do it again. That's Saturday, and then, so then Sunday will be that Broncos Charger game. So I'm gonna be up all night watching Wrestle Kingdom, and then I'm
Hmm.
hoping that we get the late game because our game has no, it's just TBD. So I'm hoping they announce it for the late game, and that means I can sleep. So I don't have to
God.
wake up at noon on like 3 or 4 hours of sleep, and watch my Broncos in a fucking pivotal matchup, all sleep deprived.
Yeah, because
Because I want to
that's
react to that Wrestle
Tanahashi's.
Kingdom. Yeah, it's his retirement.
Yeah, so
I
that's gonna
gotta
be a
see
good
one final
match.
high
He's
fly
fighting
flow,
Okada.
man. That was one surprising thing I would say is that since he lost to Okada, that I was surprised just because obviously Okada's facing Tana in the retirement match, which will be the main event, and then he's facing Yota Tsuji, Takeshita, excuse me, defending the IWGP title. So do we see any type of them interacting in either of the matches at Wrestle Kingdom? Does Takeshita come
I
out
wouldn't
during
think
the retirement? Does Okada come out during his match against Tsuji?
he could. It's a possibility that Takeshita does show up in the Tanahashi match, but if Takeshita wins, doesn't Okada technically get a match now that he's pinned him?
In theory, but I don't know if New Japan will work it that way.
Since it didn't happen in a New Japan sanctioned match, I guess.
But I mean, he still pinned him, and he won the G1, and it ties with. He won the G1 IWGP champ, and then he pinned the IWGP champ in a tournament similar to the G1 in America. So in theory,
Yep.
you can make it work. I just don't know if New Japan will do it that way. I don't watch them enough to like
Tanahashi's the
predict it.
president, so
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's not the booker though. That's ghetto.
yeah, that is true. So
That's up
I
to
don't know.
ghetto.
There's a good possibilities.
Yeah, so I'm curious. That's why I'm a little bit more intrigued now for Wrestle Kingdom since Takeshita lost. I keep wanting to say Takahashi, even though I don't know who Hiromu was even facing at fucking Wrestle Kingdom. Let's look up this card real quick. I want to see what this is for Wrestle Kingdom.
I know it's pretty big, I do believe.
They're not doing a Wrestle Dynasty this year either. The night after, like they did last year with AEW
Really?
and all that. Yeah, remember last year they did the whole Wrestle Dynasty. It was like AEW, ROH, CMLL, New Japan.
Yeah,
That's when we got
I
Kenny
do.
and
Yeah.
Gabe and all that. Yeah, we're not doing that this year because it's next weekend. They would have been announced by now. So Tanahashi Okada main eventing. Takeshita Tsuji right before that. Evil defends the never open title against Aaron Wolf. El Desperado versus Kosi Fujita. Taiji Ishimori and Sho for the IWGP Junior title. Bullet Club War Dogs. Gabe Kidd, David Finlay, and Drilla Maloney versus and Shingo Takagi and Takahashi versus Andrade and United Empire. And then of course the Rambo for the never open weight 6-man tags, and then Al Phantasmo versus Chris Brooks for the World TV title. Interesting note, Zack Sabre Jr. Oh, he's
It's
in
not on the
he's
card.
in the Rambo. Wow. Okay.
Okay.
The Rambo Battle Royal.
Yeah,
Or
because
whatever they call it.
last year, yeah, because Wrestle Dynasty was right after,
Yeah.
which, good God Almighty, that was a stacked card too. You had Saber and Ricochet, Yoda and Perry,
Kenny and Gabe.
Claudio and Shota, yeah, Takeshita and Takagi, I think. I probably said
Shingo
that wrong.
Takagi,
David
yeah.
Finlay and Brody King. So yeah, that was a
Oh yeah.
stacked card
Yeah,
itself.
no Wrestle
I,
Dynasty this year.
yeah, I remember I started falling asleep towards the end of that show. It was long as hell, especially
Oh
on the
yeah.
East Coast.
Yeah.
God Almighty.
And then did you see, speaking of New Japan, I guess SRS reported that David Finlay's contract's coming up with New Japan.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll go anywhere.
I guess he's going to AEW.
It's possible.
And his brother does wrestle in NXT.
He does,
Uriah Connors of Chase
and
You.
his dad still works
David, yeah.
on backstage for WWE.
So he has
Would
ties to the
David
E with his
Finlay
family.
would David Finlay fit inside
David Finlay
WWE?
starts the War Dogs Club in WWE. The War
Oh my
Club.
God. The War Club versus Judgment Day.
And he just
That's how
gets a
that'll
bald
go.
guy that looks like he just gets some random bald guy. Fuck it, they'll put fucking what's his name? Sean Spears up in it.
John Spears will be the leader.
But yeah, so that's intriguing to think about him possibly going elsewhere. And he's, I guess, technically leader of Bullet Club, but I feel like that they need to, I don't know if they should end it, but that's ran its course, I feel like, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice to see it redone and like not redone, but like have some key members in AJ's like retirement run as some of his feud. But I mean, you can't really do that. And I seen a video tonight, before we started at the house show. I think today, someone had an AEW title
Oh
and
my God, I was just
asked
about to bring
AJ
that
to
up.
sign
I
it.
literally just pulled that up to talk about. I haven't seen the footage yet, but yeah, he says, Nick, Matt, I love you, but I ain't signing this though.
Yes.
So I had a few people bring this up in my stream, and they like wanted me. I don't know. They just felt like it was. I guess wanted me to see if I think. I really don't care that he didn't sign it. Like it's whatever. I don't think it's a
No,
bad thing. You know, never worked there.
no, he's never worked there. He's never held it. Makes sense. Just like MJF throwing off the WWE Undisputed title
Yeah,
at
he
that
didn't
one
sign
time
that
for
at his
what is it?
autograph signing either. Yeah, he tossed it off their
Why the
table.
why would you sign something that you've never held or competed for?
And another thing I think these wrestlers think about, they probably quickly think in their head, an AEW title that I've signed. Imagine how much they're gonna make for this,
Yeah.
and they've never been there. You know what I mean? So that's a one of a kind. So I get it. Totally get it. Yeah, and he was cool about it. I didn't watch the video, but Sarah in my chat says he was really cool about it. Like he wasn't rude or
Mhm.
anything. So
Yeah, he was. He was very
I
nice.
still want Osprey versus AJ in modern day, god damn it. They faced before when they
I
were
mean,
younger, when Osprey was really young, but that was forever ago.
AJ says he's done, but hell, who knows? Time to a 10-day, by God.
But yeah, so that's some interesting stuff. But yeah, I mean, where can people watch you outside the podcast, man? I think we've yapped
Um,
enough.
Outside of the podcast here on YouTube, you can find me on TikTok, Twitch, Instagram, and Facebook as the Kraken Wrestling.
And if you guys want to check me out, you can follow me at Josh Vibes Up on Twitch, Kick, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all of the places. I have a Discord. Links will be down in the description. Same with going to Kraken's YouTube channel if you're watching this on my YouTube. But yeah, we have a whole week of wrestling coming up, of course. I don't think we have anything event-wise this coming weekend, next weekend, for the new year. So obviously, I'm on the fence if I'm even watching Dynamite live because of Stranger Things. More than likely end up watching Stranger Things live, like not live, but you know, as soon as it drops, because I want to just get it over with and not be spoiled anyway.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, we got Raw on Monday, NXT, of course, Dynamite Wednesday. Of course, the
NXT is pretty thick
swirl
as
of
well.
the slew of shows that happened Thursday. Oh, random thing before we end, and I want more people to hear about this company, Creator Sports Network. We've worked with them. They let us show sports
Mhm.
content on Twitch, YouTube, all those places. Did you see that they've signed a contract with OVW for their weekly show?
They did, and I know myself personally. I'm going to be doing the Rumble event they have on the 11th.
So I did their weekly show the week before their like Christmas show they had because it was on.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, it was during the Bronco game last weekend before not the Chiefs game, but the Jags game was at the same time as that event on the Sunday. So I didn't watch that, but I watched the weekly show and it wasn't bad. But yeah, so I'll probably be watching more OVW coming here in 2026 since they've signed a deal with the Creator Sports Network.
Yes.
If you are a Twitch streamer, YouTube streamer, Creator Sports Network, Google them. They they get rights for certain programs for us to stream. We happen to work with them with TNA a few months back, and then they've done MMA events that I haven't done those ones, but I've seen the MMA events they do. They do. They have a deal with like the Rocky Mountain League or whatever it is in college football. So a lot of those teams that you'll be able to stream. So they do a lot of college basketball recently too. So go check them out. Like a big shout out to them because I love that what they're doing. And you might be seeing OVW from our channels and some other wrestling out there now this year. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty dope. I didn't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it because it's something different. You know, we got WWE, we got AEW,
And those are on Thursdays,
TNA.
which is a TNA day and a ROH day. I don't watch either ROH TNA weekly, but
Yeah,
I am curious because I've been going to a weekly, or not a weekly, but a local show more recently. I'm trying to just broaden my horizons from AEW and WWE. That's my main,
yeah.
things I watch.
That's my whole thought about it. Was just another show that I can put eyes on that I haven't been able to do before, and introduce my community to it to get more eyes on it outside of just people who already watch it. So I can't
Oh
wait.
yeah. Hell yeah. But all right, guys, thanks for listening, and we'll catch you guys next time. Peace. Oh, excuse me.
I wasn't about it. Oh.
Yeah, that was a good one. Hour 20.